Today we are in Hoima to show you cattle shed that has been completed recently. It is a 4 cows shed. Our farmer has already gazetted the plot itself with a very nicely done perimeter wall. It makes the setup of this house an advantageous one. Our water trough is this one. So it has an outlet pipe whereby after the water has become dirty or soiled, you use that very water to clean a bit and then release it to the outside here. This part opens like this. I'm Seguya Hamis once again from Int'l Group of Companies. Today we are in Hoima to show you cattle shed that has been completed recently. It is a 4 cows shed. It is made of steel and wood. We have security being the most important part of this. Our farmer has already gazetted the plot itself with a very nicely done perimeter wall. It makes the setup of this house an advantageous one in that he doesn't have to worry about security of his animals. But then, even when that's the case, we still have to think about the security of the things that surround our structure, in that our animals will not affect the immediate surroundings of this structure. Given that this is a homestead, you expect that there's going to be a bit of a garden. As you can see from this side, we have a small garden. It will come up to give a bigger picture of a garden than it looks like now. But as you can see, animals eat banana trees, banana plants, they eat the cassava plants too. We have to see that when they are in our structure, they are secure so that they don't affect such things. This is our door, opens quite well and closes. As I said, this is a 4 cows structure. Our cows have a sleeping side. I usually talk about minimum space for these animals, but this one, we didn't want to work with minimal things because we want our animals to have a bit of leisure within their structure. Because they are totally going to be in their house without any room to move outside like an exercise yard or whatever, you're going to realize that our cubicles are longer and wider. Why? This way, our animals have a bit of more space to relax. Look at this area here. This is supposed to be the space in between the sleeping cubicles and the feeding cubicles. We've also made it wide in a way that our animals have a bit of circulation within their house. Then, this would be our feeding side. Now, this feeding side, as you can see, it's also wide. These cubicles are built like this. These are feeding troughs and they are made in cubicles in that we have a feeding trough here for food. We have a drinking trough for water and then another feeding trough. Therefore, an animal here can eat and drink from this water trough. And then the one that side as well can eat. Someone may be asking, but those water troughs are now very deep, and how do you clean out dirty water? Here is the trick. Our water trough is this one. So it has an outlet pipe whereby after the water has become dirty or soiled, you use that very water to clean a bit and then release it to the outside here. This part opens like this. For those that have followed us from far, you know that as we used to have a 2-in-1 structure whereby this half of the structure was a standalone and this half was also standalone, even on the roofing. So this part was roofed alone and this part was roofed alone. But over time, we came to realize that when you roof this part alone, first of all, it is more material intensive. And secondly, in this form, but rather one side, which pours outwards. So it left this space so open that when rain would come from this side, if let's say it's windy rain and it's pouring in this direction, then animals sleeping on this end up being affected by the rainwater. This design comes with 2 things. It's more economical in material, and then secondly, it is more functional when it comes to weather. Your animals are not going to have to suffer from rain or sunshine, because as well, even sunshine itself, because you leave this middle part open, you found that often in time, our animals, when it's really hot and the sun is, especially around midday, when the sun is literally just over the structure, this part is affected by the sun. We have a cubicle for calves that is grouped. So basically, our calves do not have to have separate cubicles the way it is on the animal side. It is one big cubicle where they are locked up and they're also free. So you see this side where they feed from doesn't have cubicles. Neither does this side where they sleep. Because those cows, they're in their playful stage. You don't want to limit them on space. They are free to literally move back and forth where they are, which feels more like open space. And then of course we have the separating barriers so that the animals this side do not just keep going up and disturb their moms while they are feeding or at their business. For those that know, most of these dairy animals, the calves tend not to be fed directly from their moms but rather are hand fed. That as well is the reason for us why we separate adult animals from their calves. Our floors are slanted in a way that they allow for most of the urine to flow towards this urine trench, both from this side and that side. Now on this particular structure, because of the nature of the ground, it's more likely for the urine to flow downwards, even on the floor itself. But we put this sort of heap here so that when whatever flows from up that side reaches here, then it's allowed to flow back into this trench instead of over the wall. We have our wastewater pit down there. Why do I call it wastewater specifically? If you allow for everything to collect in there, like a normal septic tank on a house, then it's going to be harder for you to kick out that manure and use it where you want it. So we usually advise our farmers, if you have the labor, instead of pushing everything into the waste pit, first collect the solid dung in the structure with a spade or something, and then whatever is left on the floor that needs to be washed away with water is what will go with the water into the pit. This is our spray crush. This spray crush, you just move out these pieces of wood. They ought to be longer so that they are easier to use. You lock the animal in. I'm not an animal. Now the person spraying stands outside and sprays the animal that is confined within this spray crush. This spray crush, as well, as you can see, there is a gentle slope that allows for whatever runs off to flow away rather than remaining stagnant. Yet at its entrance here, we left this small heap so that whatever flows from up this side doesn't go this side. But as well, you find that the heap is large enough to stop urine or whatever is flowing from up that side from entering, yet it's small enough not to injure our animals while they cross from this side back into the structure or from the structure into the spray crush. These troughs are a few people while you're constructing. You put these outside poles along this line, this one, finding that extension of the roof, they pour their water into the feed troughs, which means that when it's raining, whatever food is in here is going to become wet. It is important that you extend your roof to actually cover the feed troughs, and then that extension of the roof pushes whatever extra rain would be driven into the troughs by wind further away, and then the water runoff from the roof as well doesn't pour in here. In the same way of keeping whatever runs off from the roof away from the animals, especially where they sleep, we put these iron sheets that run along the side. You know, when it's raining or it's a lot of heat and there's an animal resting here, direct heat from the sunshine is not going to affect these animals that sleep in our structure. Therefore, our animals become constantly comfortable within their structure. Look at how smooth our floor is as well. This allows for, when it's done like this, your animals are not, you don't worry about them walking around and then the floor becoming dusty. So it takes serious cement work down here so that you know that when your animals are walking, for those that have been on site, you know that when you're walking around this and the cement was a bit loose, or even if this wood float work was not done right, then these small edges, as the animals keep stepping on them, they grind them and become dusty over time. But then if it's smooth like that, makes it rough enough for the animals not to slide and fall. That has been our full capacity structure for dairy, which, as you can see, is made of steel and wood and also bricks on the sides. These are done at very, very pocket-friendly prices and can be constructed anywhere. Now, for you farmers, we also have something new we've been cooking. For those that follow us, you know about the Int'l circle that is starting to run very, very, very soon. And it has very, very many advantages for you, a farmer, for you who wants to just save. If you're maybe not yet into animals themselves, maybe in a different sector of animals, maybe for you, you're mostly into animal pastures. Some of you buy finished animals that are ready to sell off, maybe for slaughter or something. Whichever part of farming you're in, come and join the Int'l circle because it has great benefits for all of us and it's here to support us farmers. So that has been Seguya Hamis, me from Int'l Group of Companies, showing you a 4-capacity dairy cow structure that is located in Hoima. Thank you for watching us. Keep with us. God bless you.